Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to what's today? I'm lost. The weekend has messed me up in the holiday. It's Tuesday night. That means it's time for DISANITY, and we are back with another great show. We're really glad everybody is here tonight for what I think is going to be a really fun and very informational show. We're back with part 3 of moving to Central Florida, Orlando, closer to Disney. The first 2 episodes have been fantastic. If you haven't seen those episodes, I highly recommend you go back and watch them. I would recommend you watch them in order. Watch episode 1, then part 2, and now here we are to part 3. But we're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to kind of take a step back a little bit. I know last week we talked about investment properties and some big numbers were thrown out, some great numbers, very lucrative numbers. But we're going to take a step back tonight. We're going to talk about townhomes. We're going to talk about condos and a few other things to talk about tonight as well. That's going to be fantastic. Of course, my special guest is in the background. I'm going to bring him in just a second. But I do want to do a quick mousekeeping so that we can get started. Obviously, first and foremost, Dean over at The Live Place. Check him out, theliveplace.com. Family-friendly streams throughout the week. You guys know who Dean is. And if you don't, go check him out. If you're looking for a streamer, certain day of the week, certain time of the week, certain genre, but it's not all Disney, be sure to check out theliveplace.com. Our 2 partner channels are Steve's World and Disney Dan. I'm sure you guys know them. If you don't, Steve's World goes live on Mondays at 8. Actually, now he's at 6. Be sure to check him out. He's going live from the parks. And, of course, Disney Dan has Disney Fiasco on Saturday nights at 7. And he's with me for Disney Movie Review on Sundays at 6. We got a good show coming up this Sunday. Be sure to check him out. Thank you to all of our members. Members, you go to the extra step. You go above and beyond. So thank you for your generosity and loyalty. We really do appreciate it. We've got a couple new members just from this weekend streams, which was fantastic. So I'm going to say a quick hi to everybody in the chat, and then we're going to get started on what I think is going to be an awesome show tonight. Debbie Bernfeld is here, our newest mod. Welcome in, Debbie. Good to see you. James Ryan, my man, is in the house. What's up, James? Great seeing you this weekend. We had a lot of fun. The Disney Baker is in the house. Michael Redman is here. Let's see who else is here. Rod Priester's in the house. What's up, Rod? Matthew Culp, another one of our members, is here. Paul Engel, another one of our members and a good friend. What's up, Paul? Good to see you. Captain Akron is here. Candy Mom Cynthia is in the house, our first member. Cynthia, good to see you. Tim Pruitt's in the house. Ron and Meredith, the Doofily crew, are here. Growl Guy is here. Rebecca Virginia DIY, another member. James and Ron and Meredith are also members. Kelly, the Mickey Bunch. Kelly, it was great seeing you this weekend. Good to see you, dear. Al, another member, is in the house. What's up, Al? Al, I did get your email. I promise I'm going to respond to it tonight. Charles White, I know I've been saying that for 3 days. I promise I will, Al. Charles Weiss, another member, is here. Charles, good to see you. There's Melissa, my better half. She's in here as well. Wow, the chat just jumped. We got a lot of people in here. Janet Reynolds is here. Nathan Rader is here. Magic of the Mouse Radio, another member. And speaking of Magic of the Mouse Radio, 24/7 Disney music, Magic of the Mouse Radio. You got to check them out. You love Disney music, which we all do. Check out Magic of the Mouse Radio. They are growing big time, and you got to check them out. We have a podcast on there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. called The Kingdom Clubhouse, Melissa and I. Check it out. Good to have them here. Laurie Jean Carlson, AJC Magic TV. Amy is in the house, another member. Jean is here, Jean52573. Let's see who else is here. Timothy Rainwater's another member, is in the house. Timothy, good to see you. More sunshine, please. There's Jim. What's up, Jim? How are you, pal? Great show. Jim was on just before us. Jim, good to see you. Paula Rainwater's another member, is here. Heather WDW Travels is here. And I think we are up to date for now. And as more people come in, I'll say hi. There's Joy. Joy S., another member, just popped in as well. So let me bring in our special guest once again for the 3rd time. Christine Hickman, welcome in. He is none other than Mr. Marc Younger. Marc, good to see you, pal.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you. Great, doing well. Hope you're having a great week. Excited about tonight. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk about some fun stuff tonight for sure. Now, Josh is not going to join us tonight. It's just you and I, correct?
Yeah, Josh is having some connection problems tonight. He just moved down to Boca Raton, and he's going to be serving our South Florida communities. And he just moved down there with his girlfriend. His girlfriend is going to university down there. And he's trying to get his Xfinity cable going up and running, and he's having issues. So he was like, "You're on your own tonight." And I'm like, "No, don't leave me with Walt." No, I'm kidding. It'll be fine. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, we're going to have fun. A couple other people have come in real fast. I want to say hi to Sarah E. Cruz is here. Sarah, good to see you. DWG Adventures, Dances with Goofy, welcome in. Stardio Studios, Chris Slemmer, also one of our newest mods. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, one of my friends for over 30 years. Chris, good to see you, pal. Jay Sanudo is in the house as well. And we have got a lot of people already in here. So, Mark, I'm going to kind of hand it off to you. We're going to talk a little bit different tonight. I know we're still going to talk a little bit about investment properties, but we're going to kind of talk about townhouses, right? Condos a little bit?
Condos and townhouses. Yeah. I saw a lot of people talking in the chat like, oh yeah, these sound great, Mark, but $400,000 or $500,000, it's not in my price range. And I totally get it. I mean, look, there is a property for everybody out here. And so it took some time to take a look at condos and townhomes. I mean, what can you get for the 150 to 250 price range? Which, if you're putting, 10% down, then you're only really coming out of pocket, maybe 15 grand. And I thought that would really cater to a lot of people who are like, hey, I'd love to move down there and I'd love for something to maybe pay itself off, maybe make me a couple grand a year and be able to come down to Disney and hang out with Walt and maybe even Mark and go to lunch with these guys because, that'd be fun. Let's go to Epcot together. And I'm like, hey, and they're like, hey, I don't have 100 grand. And I'm like, you know what? Do you have 15? Can you do 15 or 20, maybe 25? Then, hey, let's try to get everybody. Let's try to get everybody from DISANITY down here so they can enjoy themselves. And hey, if you only got 15 grand, come down. We'll find you a place. We'll find you a 3-bedroom condo. You'll be able to rent it out. You'll be able to make back your money and break even on it, or you can make a couple bucks, and you'll be able to come down to Disney for 2 to 4 months of the year, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Or if they do want it to be something, Mark, that obviously they want to live in, if they want to move down here, if they don't want to do that route, but if they want to move, that's
needs renters. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, you got both sides. I mean, look, you guys moved down, I moved down, we moved down to live here. So if you want to move down to live here, same thing. I mean, we can find you a place. And is it time to share my screen yet?
Yes, please. Yeah. You're ready.
All right, go ahead.
I don't see it yet.
Do I have to make the first move, or do you?
Yes. Yeah. You share it, and then I'll present.
I got it. I remember. Oh, it's been so long. It's been like a whole week since we've been here.
Exactly.
I've already forgotten how to do things. So, all right. There we go.
There we go.
All right. So let's start, with something in the 250 range. I found a bunch of them here. I've got stuff in the 150s, stuff in the 250s. Let's start with this one in Encantada. So this is a 3-bedroom townhome. Okay, gorgeous, nice pastel colors. Of course, my screen's going to take a second to load here, just to embarrass me. It's doing it on purpose. But when it does come online, as you see a little bit in the background here, we've got like a nice pink pastel place with some nice landscaping. Seriously? Of course it's gonna take a while. Let's see, other pictures maybe? Nope. Just gonna, all right, why don't we try this? Everybody can see this little screen, smaller, but hey, everybody can see it.
Yeah.
So look at this. I mean, it's beautiful inside. You've got some great furniture, and they're fully furnished, by the way, here, eh? When you pick up one of these properties, oh, my Canadian's coming out. I'm saying A. So you've got fully furnished homes. So you guys that are moving down from the north and you don't want to go, have to pick up $30,000-$40,000 worth of furniture. Well, here's your opportunity to pick something up with, beautifully furnished homes. Look at this. We've got the TV already there. We've got all the furnishings. This is really, really nice. And, you're looking at 240, 1,300 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Whether this would be for a rental. I mean, at a rental, I put in I have my rate plug tool here. So if we look at the 30-year FHA as an example, you'd put down $8,400. You'd have a mortgage payment of under $1,000. Your taxes would be $197. Now your HOA fees are $412, but that's because you have, you'll see it here in a moment. Of course.
It's the amenities from the HOA.
It's the amenities. So you've got, just trust me, you've got a pool. It'll come up eventually, but you've got a, you've got a pool. You've actually got a pool right there in the backyard. So right here, you actually have a pool right here in your backyard. Like that is your pool. And then you also have a community pool. So, beautiful resort. You'll have to take my word for it, apparently. But, beautiful resort. My point is, these places, and it's a little bit like the resorts that we saw the other day with the clubhouses and the pools and all that. So I'm going to try to pull up another screen with Encantada here, and then I will show you in just a second. And I'm sorry for the embarrassing fact that it's not coming up right away, but that's just life for you, right? All right, here we go. I've got a picture of it. So here is Encantada Resort. So you've got a beautiful clubhouse here. You got a beautiful resort style pool, very calming, very beautiful, and you get to use it every day that you want to. And the resort just looks stunning. I mean, you've got this gazebo here. Everything is lush. They've got teams that take care of this stuff every day, so it really does stay like this all
Marc,
the time.
Is there a link to this that people can go to see this?
You can look up Encantada Resort, absolutely. Okay. Or you can ask to, if you want to look up more of these properties with me, you can actually give me a call. I think you have my phone number there. You could probably put it on the bottom or put it at the end. And people could just call me and I can actually send you these listings. So I can send you, if you like what you see with Encantada and you say, yeah, here's my budget, Marc. I've got between 150 and 250,000 or whatever you have. I will find the places near Disney that fit that. So
it's not a website. These are actual properties that you're pulling up, and these pictures are part of the property.
Look, Encantada Orlando. If you want to look up Encantada, this is Encantada Orlando.
Okay.
So you just type in Encantada Orlando, and you would find the Encantada Resort, and then you would just call me to see what's available, and I'll look it up in real time, and I can even send you a daily email or a weekly email to say, hey, here's what's available. There's 6 properties there that fit what you're looking for.
Okay. Gotcha.
And the other thing that I do for everybody is, I'll literally, if you're not here, but you're serious, we can get you pre-qualified with Courtney, who's Courtney or Patrick, my 2 lenders. And then once you're pre-qualified, I can literally go, if I know that you're serious, I can go to the resort. And if you have 2 of them that you like and you want me to go and take a look at them and compare, I'll go and do a FaceTime with you. And, I'll go, well, here's property number 1. And I'll literally go in there with my camera and either take a video or do a FaceTime with you so you and I can talk about it.
Right. Right. And what's nice about these is, are these townhomes or are these condos or are these still single families?
So this resort has, it has townhomes and condos and Encantada.
Okay. Gotcha. And how far away would you say that is from Disney? Exactly. Give or take.
So Encantada, let's put it up on screen here.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Encantada is right here, and Disney is right here.
So
I would say like 10 minutes, 8 minutes.
Very, very close.
Yeah. You're right next door.
Yep, absolutely. I see it. Yep. Yeah, very, very close.
Yeah, you've got Hollywood Studios right here. You've got Animal Kingdom. You've got Blizzard Beach. Like literally, you're just going boom, boom, and you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's one that I found that I've been to that resort a lot, and it rents well if you want to rent it. It lives well if you want to live there. You're right next to, the other thing is, like, a lot of people like to be, near fun stuff to do. So you are in your own little spot here away from everything, but you're right next to Irlo Bronson. So Airlo Bronson, for those of you who don't know, is kind of the tourist boulevard because it borders Disney.
Right.
So you have a ton of stuff here. So you've got restaurants.
Yeah.
You've got Old Town, which is like an old style theme park. You've got mini golfs all over the place. You've got escape rooms.
Yeah, there's plenty to do.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff to do. You have a Walmart here. You've got a Target over here. So you're near all the big stores. You're near a lot of entertainment. You've got probably 300 restaurants on Airlo Bronson. You've got an H2O water park here. It's just, you've got so much stuff to do. And then you've got everything Disney right here.
Gotcha. Now, I do want to ask a question. Talking about condos a second ago, you're talking about these being fully furnished. They also have those, if you are someone who has your own stuff and you want to bring it down, you don't have to necessarily be furnished. You can get it unfurnished, correct? Right?
Yeah, you can get it unfurnished or furnished. I mean, most people, you're probably better off getting it furnished and selling off that furniture than just telling them, no, take it back, because they'll sell it off and make money off it.
That's
so
true.
You're probably better off to keep that furniture and put it on Facebook Marketplace and make a couple bucks off that. But yeah, you can bring your own furniture, and you're basically right there. So it's just kind of a beautiful thing to be so close to the parks and be able to do everything that you want.
Okay. Now, what about that's condos, and there's plenty of different places. It's not just that area there in Cantata. There are other areas as well, right? That are selling either townhomes or condos. And what are the normal square footage in places like this? What are you looking at on average?
So here's a condo. So townhomes are usually going to be a little bit more. So here we've got a condo, and of course, if they've got a pool, they're going to be a little bit more. So this was the one in Cantata. It was $240. And it was 1,300 square feet, but of course it had a pool in the back, and I still can't see the pool. Thanks, MLS. But if we take a look at this one and on Club Corteil, this one is in it's called Club Corteil. It's the name of the community as well. So we've got a nice renovated kitchen. Nice renovated floors, stainless steel appliances, just gorgeous place. Again, comes furnished or unfurnished. This one says unfurnished, but they've staged it. It's one of those nights.
It happens for sure.
So at least we've got
if you want to send
to give you an idea,
I can try and pull it up.
This one's only 168.
Okay.
So
how many bedrooms?
1,200 square feet, 3 bedrooms.
Wow.
Yeah.
For 168, not bad.
And here, that's what I wanted to mention is, your HOA fees. Some people who are not used to HOA, I think we mentioned it the other night. This one has 287, the other one had 400. But don't forget that your cable and your internet is paid, and that over here in Florida is about $175, your cable and internet combined. So you take that off and you're really only paying $100 for a pool, a clubhouse, activities. I know where I am in Champions Gate, we've got activities every day of the week. So there's bocce ball, pickleball, there's activities at the clubhouse, there's karaoke, there's all kinds of fun stuff to do. And of course, you've got bars nearby and restaurants nearby for the rest. So, and a lot of these on top of that, you'll have extra stuff. So you'll have the lawn maintenance is taken care of. So there's $80 that you don't need to pay a month. The taxes are very low as well here. You're only looking at $18.86. So you're looking at about $150 a month for taxes.
Now, you said internet was included in that cost?
Yeah, these communities that are resorts will have lawn maintenance, landscaping, and usually internet and cable as a minimum. Yeah, all included.
As part of your HOA fees.
As part of your HOA fees.
Okay. Wow.
And the other thing is they'll have gated communities, so you can't just waltz into Encantada. So there's a gate, there's a 24-hour guy at the gate, or there's a code depending on the community.
And I'll say this, I'll chime in a couple different things. First and foremost, a lot of places down here are gated communities. So I don't want anybody to think, oh my gosh, this is the top of the top. It's a really nice community, but a lot of the communities down here are just really, really nice, but still affordable. And they're all gated communities. That's just the way it is. You have that a ton down here. That's a regular thing. Now look, back in Maryland, where I was from, gated communities were for the high end, only the best of the best places. Well, down here, that's a little bit more not the case. It's a norm down here. That's just the way they set them up. So don't let that scare you off when you hear gated community, as if to say, oh my gosh, I can't afford that. It's a gated community. Not necessarily. And I did want to say this, Mark, when it comes to that internet part of your HOA, if the internet speed, if you wanted a higher internet speed, someone asked it in the chat, and I don't want to forget it. If they were at such and such speed, but you wanted a higher speed, could you get that and pay the extra? Or
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. You just have to call them, and they're like, well, sir, you've got the basic included. And I did that with my my HOA includes like 2 boxes for TVs.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we have 1, 2, 3 TVs in our home. So we pay for, and we wanted a PVR or a DVR, sorry, because my wife likes to record her shows. So, we just pay for the extra box. I think it's $20 some odd a month. And we got our extra box and our extra TV hookup. So we pay like an extra $40 a month, I think, in total. And we get all that extra stuff included. Yeah. And of course, if you wanted extra channels or whatever, you wanted the super deluxe package, I mean, that's on you. But what's nice is, you've got, these days, everybody's got Netflix and everything else anyways. So just having your basic 100-channel cable package is pretty good.
Well, that would be my next question, and I'm going to take it a step further with that, again, because I want to kind of cover as many bases as we can. Okay. Let's say I say to them, I don't want cable.
Then you take it out. For example, mine actually includes a home phone. Okay. And we didn't need a home phone for a while. And so we just didn't get it, and they just didn't charge us anything. You just don't get it.
But either way, if you don't get it, if I don't get the internet, because like for me, I mean, not so much that we don't have cable here. Everything we do is free. We just don't. I don't want it. I don't need it. It doesn't lower the HOA fee though. Your HOA fee is the same, so you're better off getting it.
Yeah, and then eventually I got home phones, and I just called them up and say, hey, it's part of my HOA package, and they said, yeah, no problem, sir. We'll hook up the home phone for you.
There you go.
Okay. Just to give you an example, so again, if we were doing a 30-year FHA loan where somebody was putting down $5,908 for this property, you're looking at $688 a month, $157 of taxes, $357 of HOA, and because you wouldn't be putting down 20%, you'd have $114 mortgage insurance. And that would come out to $1,316. Now, if you put down $33,000 on it, you'd only pay $1,102 a month because you wouldn't have to pay your mortgage insurance, and your mortgage would be less.
Right.
So you'd be looking at $1,102 a month.
Right.
I mean, compared to a lot of places around the United States, $1,102 a month is really nothing.
Agreed.
So that's definitely should be affordable for most people. And again, if it's not, give me a call and say, hey, Mark, I'm single. I'm looking for a 2-bedroom.
Right.
Well, we can do that too. Everything is doable. There really is a price point for everybody. Right. And I didn't mean to scare anybody off. We actually got a few people that did call me and that were looking at getting some investment properties and some homes to come live down here. And for those of you who the price points didn't fit last time, well, I just hope that you realize that Florida doesn't have to be out of your realm of possibility, that there is an availability for everybody.
Correct. And Mark will work with you. I mean, Mark will help you. He'll find it for you. That's the key. And that's what this is all about. He's there to help, to get you. Look, for Melissa and I, it was that's what we wanted. We were living our dream. We wanted to move down here, be close to Disney, and have the time of our lives. Well, still working, of course, but being able to do it. And we were able to do that. And Marc's there to help you with that as well. Marc, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute, though. If I don't have, let's say I have, do you have to have 10%? What if somebody said to you, I know it's 168,000, but I need help?
Yeah, it's a very good question.
What if I don't have 6,000? What if I say to you, hey, I only got 3? Can you still help me? Just I'm trying to cover all bases for anybody and everybody.
Okay, well, you do have to remember that you have closing costs, which is about 3% of a property. Mm-hmm. So closing costs, I do want to help everybody, but we have to also, we have to tell things like they are. Yes. So you do have closing costs. Closing costs, estimate them at about 3%. So and then you need to put down 3.5% to 5%, depending on if you're doing a conventional loan or an FHA loan. So I would tell you that the minimum that you would need is 3% for your down payment, 3% for your closing costs, but we do have some down payment assistance programs.
Right.
So for example, what they'll do is they'll say, okay, instead of giving you a 3% rate, we'll give you a 3.5% rate, but we'll give you $3,000 towards your down payment.
Yeah.
So now instead of needing $5,000, you might only need $2,000 plus your closing costs, which would be maybe a total of $5,000.
Right. Makes sense.
So yes, and then if you take that, banks do want to see that you have some funds. They don't want to see like somebody who says, I have zero money, I have zero job, I have no availability for anything. You do need some certain criteria. Usually that criteria is 3% for closing costs, and then to have a 620 credit score or higher. Now, if you do have between 580 and 620, I will work with you to help you get to the 620. So the lender and I will work together with you. We'll run a simulation and say, okay, you're at 589. You need to get to 620. Here's what you need to do. You need to pay off $320 on this Amex credit card that you have. You need to pay off, $150 off of this, other loan that you have. And then this will jump you to 620 according to the computer simulation. Right. And so even with people who are not a 620, we can work with you. Now, it might take an extra month or two to get you in line, but we can work with you to get you where you need to be.
Right. And there are other properties as well. Are there other, just to kind of get some other aspects, are there other communities out there that are townhomes and as well, other than just Encantada?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I pulled up the search for these homes here, there was literally, I think I had 70 in one search. See, I had pulled up one search here. It just depends on how particular. Look, I pulled up anything between 90,000 and 150,000 with 3 bedrooms, and I got some properties here. I mean, it just depends on how particular you are. I pulled up another search that had 11 homes here. And I pulled up another search that had 10. It just depends on how precise you are. So what would probably be easier is what usually my clients will do is people call me and say, look, Marc, here's our parameters. We're looking for something between, we need a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, between 150 and 200,000. We're open to a condo or a townhouse, and we want to be within 20 minutes of Disney, and we want to have access to a community pool. So typically, those are the types of conversations I'll have with people. Is just, what are you looking for? What's important to you? And I did pick out 3 communities just before: Coral Key Resort, Mirabella, and Oakwater. So we could take a look at those real quick.
Okay.
Just to give you guys an idea. So here we have, and here's what's great is I get to actually pick out communities directly from here. So if we pick out Mirabella, so Mirabella is a community that runs from, like I said, about 150 to 250, depending on the unit.
Right.
So we've got 1-bedroom homes, 2 bedrooms, and 3 bedrooms.
Are these condos or townhomes?
So these are condos.
Okay.
So if we pick one out here to take a look. So really nice, you know, looks good. You've got parking spots in front, luxury condo residences. You've got a beautiful pool. This is what the insides look like. Nice flooring, nice kitchens, modern cabinets, undermount sinks with beautiful,
yeah, good space.
beautiful everything really. We've got granite countertops.
Yeah.
So this is more of a, you know, luxury, you know, inside. So your kitchen is all renovated. Everything's renovated. Stainless steel appliances. You've got, like I said, new cabinets. Everything is well, freshly painted. Looks, you know, looks really, really good. So this is a community that I thought looked really good for the price, for the sub 250,000, to have something that looks this good. And you've got all the amenities in there. You've got large pantries. You've got beautiful bathrooms with great sinks, great counters, great cabinets. This particular one is 1369. So that's the other thing, is they're larger than the average homes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's got a barbecue area, a coin car wash. It's got community pool, business center, clubhouse, sand volleyball, playground, fitness center, upgraded in 2020. You know, you got a little bit of everything. And in terms of the map, the property is right here, and you're looking at Disney Springs right here. So you're like 5 minutes from Disney Springs.
Wow.
And you're literally on Epcot. You're on International Drive, which, if you know anything about Orlando, that's a you know, a great spot for entertainment. And then you're literally right across the street from Epcot. So, you know, can it get any better than that, right?
No, exactly. So let me ask you this again, because I like to hit all the topics of people, and they probably will bring this up. What is the resale on a condo? Let's say somebody says, hey, you know what? I'm in a condo now. I'm single, but then I meet my significant other. We want to start a family. Obviously, we want to grow, so we want to get out of the condo and we want to move on to something. How are condos doing when it comes to resale or selling?
Well,
housing speaks for itself, but I'm wondering about the
Well, if you look at the active days on market, like this smaller one here, this 1-bedroom, is taking 4 months to sell. But all the other ones in this community are really low times, you know. And if you look, the higher times are the 1-bedrooms.
Right.
So that tells me that less people are looking for those 1-bedrooms, but the 2-bedrooms and up, they're very short times here.
Right.
So, and there's only 6 of them. Now, if there were 150 of them on the market, I'd say, ooh, there's a definite problem in this community.
Right.
But our time on market right now is like 2 weeks or less. Right. Most stuff is sold within 2 weeks or less. Right. Now, condos have had you know, as people are migrating towards, you know, people want to go from condos towards townhouses and towards homes. There is that people want to be separate from other people right now. That's the overall global trend. Right. So I won't deny that, you know, a lot of people are looking for houses, but you know, if your house is selling within 40 days and you need a condo and then you want to resell it, I'll be able to sell it for you, you know, within 40 days.
There you go. Yeah. Just thought I'd pose that question just in case. I figure it's always good to kind of look at both sides. Not everything's always going to be, you know, sunshine and rainbows. And
Yeah. No, I get it.
we'll talk about the other side of it as well. So,
But here's the other thing that I know is that everything in Florida in the last year has gone up 10 to 15%.
absolutely.
And demographically, I mean, everything, all signs are pointing to the government, the actual, you know, the departments that look at this. I was looking at the stats, and they're saying that basically we're going to go from 21 to 25 million people in the next 10 years. So that's 400,000 people a year in Florida. 400,000 people a year divided by 365 days is about 1,200 people per day are moving to Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's, again, in this community alone, I know there are a lot of people that are looking to make that move. So,
and I know that some of our people tonight are first-time people. So if you're seeing my face for the first time, that's great, fantastic. But the people who were here the last 2 times, I think you heard me say it. People are moving right now. The national trends, and you can look this up on Google. The national trends are going that people are moving from the Northeast down to the South. And the number one place that they're moving, it used to be Texas, and now it's Florida. So with COVID and with the whole $15 an hour minimum wage movement, people that were making lower wages in Florida are now making better wages. The people that are able to keep their job because they work from a laptop, like Melissa and like Walt, you know, are able to get the best of both worlds. So people make more. It used to be that people make more money in the North, but they have to pay for more for their housing. So it balanced out.
right
Now you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting your salary from the North, and you're getting your low cost of living in the South.
Yeah, I agree. So a couple questions. I figure we'll start because we're coming up on 20 of, so I want to make sure we get questions in. So Jay,
and you have to quiz me about Disney. Did you forget?
Yes, I got a couple questions. I got a couple questions. So Jay Sanudo says, few questions. What's the interest rate right now for a second home with 20% down? He also wants to know, what about if it's 10% down? And should we get pre-approved prior to working with you?
So great question. So the 20% down, 10% down, that's not going to change your rate. Your rate is going to be affected mostly by your credit score. So the credit score is the number one thing. So if you've got under 620, you're going to have a higher higher rate than if you have, you know, a 720. So credit score is the number one thing. The second thing will be how much you put down. If you're putting down 3%, you know, they're going to give you a little higher rate than if you're putting down 20, because then they're more secure. So right. I would say credit score and then how much you're putting on the home.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Again, all good questions, because there are things that are definitely going to come up. So ultimately, yeah, pre-approved or not, you want to reach out to Marc. He'll help you get pre-approved, get you there. And then, you know, you've already got the relationship built with him to be able to start that next step.
I'm going to answer his 2 other questions too. The first one is rates are about 3% right now. Okay. Now, of course, affected a little bit by your credit score, but 3% to 3.1. And then should we get pre-approved prior to working with you? I've got some great lenders that can do fantastic things. So I would say, you know, if you come in with a pre-approval, great. And you're like, hey, Marc, we're already pre-approved for this much. Fantastic. If you aren't, just let me know, and I'll put you together with Courtney. She'll give you a call right away, and you're off to the races.
Yep. There you go. So Amy asks, are there any areas that do not have HOAs?
Yes, there are. And it's not really areas. It's just there's communities in every area that do, and some that don't.
Right.
I would just
HOAs are based off communities, not necessarily areas. An area would be Davenport, but there are communities in Davenport. Some communities may not have them. Some will. Maybe I explained that wrong. I'm sorry.
No, you actually did a fantastic job. Well, very good. That's exactly correct. So the only thing that I would caution people, I hear a lot of people say, I don't want an HOA. If you have a job where you regularly would be breaking HOA rules or frustrating the HOA. For example, I like to tinker with grease on my car and oil and everything going, slurping down my driveway. I like to work in my garage on my cars or my 4 cars or my 3 motorcycles and my 2 cars. Then maybe an HOA is not for you. Maybe you need to have a community without an HOA so that you're not breaking into the HOA rules. But if you're just anybody, because the advantage of an HOA, the disadvantage of an HOA is that there are rules, and that, if you're the type of person that likes to do whatever you want and not mow your grass and, not keep up with the Joneses, then maybe not having an HOA is for you. But the advantage of an HOA is that everybody keeps their property, maintained. So they have somebody to actually come and do your grass, do the landscaping. Everything is well maintained. So what happens is property values usually go up because those properties and those communities are well maintained. And a lot of times they'll have a gate. People admire or like that down here, or having extra security. People like that. So generally those will increase in value more than a community that doesn't have HOA, where you might have a lot of people that are not keeping their homes up. A lot of people are not doing their grass, and so on.
Right. And the thing about it is, and what Marc is basically saying, and I'm going to kind of reiterate what he just said, is it's all about comparables, comps. So if you're in a non-HOA area where people aren't taking care of their homes, and the community maybe doesn't look pristine and doesn't look great, it might bring the value of those homes down. And ultimately, that's going to bring the value of your home down. In those communities that have those HOAs, it's going to look great. It's going to look wonderful. The houses are going to be kept, and those comps are going to be higher. Those values are going to be higher, which ultimately means yours will be higher. Maybe, again, I might have explained that wrong, but I think it helps.
No, hey, if you want to get your real estate license anytime, you let me know, Walt, because you're doing a fantastic job.
Well, it's one of those things where, look, Melissa and I have even said it, with certain ones, we're like, wow, it's a $500 HOA. And then we're like, okay, it was 500, but they got this, and this. What out of those are things that we see value? Some of them we didn't. We said, well, no, we're not going to use this, and this. And then we said, but we would love to have this and this. You've got to weigh the pros and cons, look at what your HOAs provide you, and say, yes, it's worth it. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it will be.
There are communities also, by the way, everybody, that have like $23 HOAs. And all they do is they do the landscaping around. Mm-hmm. And that's okay, because that'll keep everybody out. It'll keep the community nice. It'll keep the trees nice, the palm trees, and everything will be nice. And you just take care of your own home.
Right.
So that could be a good compromise.
Yeah, I agree. Jay's got another question. He says, what areas do you work out of? Because him and his wife had been looking slowly at places in Cocoa Beach. Could we contact you for Cocoa Beach?
You can. Cocoa Beach is probably about an hour and a quarter out. Yes. But most likely what I would do is, I would send you listings in Cocoa Beach, and, you guys and I would have a Zoom call like we're doing right now with Walt, and it'd be like, hey guys, good to meet you. So what are you guys looking for? Hey, we're looking for a 2-bedroom condo in Cocoa Beach, or a 3-bedroom home in Cocoa Beach, whatever it might be. And then it'll be like, okay, I'm going to send you listings just like this, right? So if you say, this would be a good example. We want to live in Mirabella. Let's say Mirabella is in Cocoa Beach. And so I would send you every day, like listings like this. You and your wife could click on each one and look through them and go, okay, we like this one. We don't like this one. You could put little hearts on the ones that you like, and garbage cans on the ones that you don't. And then eventually we'll end up with 3 of them that you like, 3 of them that you don't. And then we'll say, hey, you guys will say, hey, we're coming down on a trip for a week, Marc. We'd love to meet you, and take 2 days to go down to Cocoa Beach and take a look at 4 or 5 properties. Right. So I'll gladly go down there with you, and head down there in the morning. We'll go look at 3 or 4 properties, have lunch together, and then go look at a few more the next day, and hopefully you'll pick the one that you like.
All right, Cocoa Beach is nice. I've been there. Melissa and I took a day trip down there. It's not too far from Port Canaveral as well. Not even 20. I don't even think it's 20 minutes from Port Canaveral, if that. It's right there. So you're right on the water as well. Beautiful area. You're on the Atlantic side. So, it's the Atlantic Ocean. It's not the Gulf. So just for those that don't know where Cocoa Beach is, it's on the east. But nice area. So Cocoa Beach would definitely be a nice area for cost of living in Cocoa, maybe because you're by the water, Mark, maybe a little bit higher than what you would get more centralized. Would you think?
That's true, and you'll have to pay for some extra insurance out there because you're on the coast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, good questions, Jay.
This is where Cocoa Beach is for everybody. That's why I'm pulling it up here.
Yep.
So you got Cocoa Beach. Merritt Island's pretty expensive. Cocoa is more affordable. Melbourne's more expensive. So it just depends where you want to be.
Right, and there's Orlando right there. You're really not that far from Orlando. It's really like a straight shot right across.
Yeah, you could take 528 right across there and boom.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a little bit about an hour or so. But again, that's if you want to be that far away. Some people do. Some people may not, may like Disney and want to see Disney from time to time. But they may say, you know what, I'm more of a beach guy, or I'm more of a beach gal, or our family likes the beach. So maybe we want to be more to the coast. Maybe you want to be in the Tampa area too. Are you down in that way as well, Mark? Can you sell in the Tampa area?
I am. I can actually sell in the whole of Florida. So if you want to buy anywhere in this big thing here, I'm your guy. Granted, I do like working this area more because I can go and sleep in my bed and at the end of the day, right? We can go to Tampa. Actually, on Saturday or Sunday, I went all the way to Tampa with some clients, and we looked up some houses down here in Brandon, and then we came back home. So we were actually right here. So we went to Brandon, took a look, and then came back home at the end of the day.
Nice, very nice. Okay, so Mark's definitely your guy, folks. If you're looking at possibly moving, whether it's permanently, whether you're looking for an investment, if you want just a condo, if you want a townhome, if you got a small family, or it's just a couple, but you don't want a condo, but you want something a little bit bigger. Mark is definitely the guy to get in touch with. Again, mods, please post his information in the chat. Please reach out to Mark again, folks. Please let him know you heard about him through Mouse Talk. That's kind of our plug. If you could, we'd appreciate that. I know several of you are in the process of possibly moving down. So Mark is definitely going to work with you. I can say that. I can attest to it. He's been very patient with us and helped us with what we've needed and continues to. So we definitely do recommend that you contact him. And several of you already have, which is great. So you're taking those first steps, which is great. But if anybody, look, we have about 10 minutes to go. We're coming up on the hour, but I want to say, anybody has any other questions, even if it's questions that we may have asked in week one, in the first show. If you have questions about houses again, something that maybe didn't get answered, now's the time to ask them while we got Mark here. And if you don't want to ask it on stream, that's fine too. Mark is there for you. You can contact him after the stream tomorrow, next day, whenever that is. Send him a message, and he'll be more than happy to help you. Keith says, I don't know if we can answer this question. Maybe you can or not. I'm not sure, Mark. He says, how about those who don't want to own but are on low income? Are there HUD apartments down there near Orlando? I would assume there are, correct?
Yeah, there definitely are. It's been a little challenging with the eviction, non-eviction stuff going on. Mm-hmm. But there's definitely rentals down here. You can go on apartments.com, stuff like that. I personally, I'd love to help everybody, but when it comes to rentals, I mean, for me, I can put you in touch with the right places, but there's no, remuneration for doing rentals here in Orlando.
Right.
So I would just be glad to answer any questions that you have, stuff like that. Yeah.
Good.
Oh, my wife and mother-in-law will be ready to house hunt with you. Hey, I was glad to answer that email, Charles, for you. My pleasure. I love to get in touch with people and help everybody. I mean, you guys were me, or I was you a couple of years ago, and Walt was too. So we all kind of love to give back to people. You know, I love helping people that have that Florida dream because it's so much fun, you know, reliving those moments when people are like, I live in Florida. So it's exciting.
So Linda wants to know, what's the average price of a 3-bedroom home near the parks? That's kind of that's a broad question. I mean, there's all kinds that it could go. Geez, there's a wide range, Linda. But Mark, I'll let you kind of answer that as best you can.
Yeah, if I could take a stab at it, I would say 280, 300. Average might be 300. But you know, there's something for everybody. Again, there's starter homes for 250, and well, in a nice neighborhood, you're looking at, you know, 300. I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. From what I've seen, you helping us and what we've looked at. So I agree 100%. Charles says, Walt, my email asked about income on getting a mortgage. If I had to rent before I buy, or can I get a mortgage now? Mark, if you want to explain that to people.
I don't have your email in front of me, but getting a mortgage. Could you, Charles? Could you type out a little bit what you meant by that?
Yeah, because I'm not sure either. Jay says, from those properties you showed us today, will the townhomes / condos allow short-term rentals?
Yes, and Cantata, yes. Most of the places in Polk and Osceola County, the answer is yes. So here it goes by county. So if I can show you Osceola County, so this is what it looks like. This is Osceola, and then Polk is like the other half of this square. So basically the way it works, and I think I brought this up last time, that you see that little red line here, anything under the red line, you're okay for short-term rentals. Anything over that line, and you're in Orange County, which this is a no-no. So this will be no, and this will be yes. Okay. So that's why we've been discussing, when I did my other presentation, you guys noticed this is part of Polk County here. So everything that is on 27 and under 192, you're going to see a lot of communities in this triangle here, and a little bit in Kissimmee as well. But basically this square here, if I can, is where most of the short-term rentals are, because that's where it's allowed. So Polk and Osceola counties, yes. Orange County, no.
Gotcha. Okay, great. But again, so Charles says, maybe this is a little bit better. He says, I asked because my job is local in PA. I would have to switch companies. You said as long as I stayed in the same field, I was good. I just have to show tax records. If I change careers, then I would have rent.
Yes, thank you for reminding me, Charles. So okay, so essentially, if you guys move down here and you do a little bit like Walt or Melissa, where you stay with the same company, or as long as you stay in the same field. So let me give you an example where you'll be okay to buy a house. Is if you were in the IT field and you worked for Verizon, and now you work for AT&T down here in Florida, no problem, okay? If you work for insurance company A, and then you come and you work for insurance company B, so you work for Progressive in Baltimore or Pittsburgh, and now you want to come work for Geico down here, that's not a problem. But if you say, hey, I was a 20-year nurse, veteran of nursing, and I'm coming to work at Walmart as a greeter, then that's going to be a problem. They're going to see that as a break in your career, a change in your career, and now you're going to need 2 years of tax, tax
stability. It's about stability
with the new job. So that would be, now if your spouse makes $80,000 or $100,000 a year, then maybe we could just use your spouse's income, and we don't need to use your income. But if we're counting on your income and you're changing to be a completely different thing that you've never done before, then yeah, that could be a problem. And we should definitely talk to the lender and make sure that you've got that pre-qualification before you change your life and you come down here and we have to tell you, oh, sorry, you're not going to be able to get a house.
Right. And to me, again, like I kind of said there, to me, it's all about stability. That's what they want to see.
Yeah.
So So there you go, guys. That's kind of, in a nutshell, a lot of different variables on how you can get into a home, live that Florida dream of moving down here, whether it's a single family home, whether it's an investment home, whether it's a condo, whether it's a townhouse. Options are there for everybody. And I would highly recommend, I'm not done with you yet, Mark. I got some questions for you. We're gonna test your knowledge a little bit. Less knowledge and more about preferences. We're going to see what your favorites are. But please reach out to Mark. We've put his information in the chat several times. We got it in the description of this video and the other streams we did previously. Mark's information is there. Tell him Mouse Talk sent you, and he will definitely hook you up. I can promise you that for sure. And James, one of my really good friends and mod, says thanks for sharing.
Oh, thank you, James.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice James is a great guy, and he's an attorney, so he definitely knows his stuff. All right, Mark, you ready?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna test his knowledge, gang. If he doesn't do well, no, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. So first question, this could be a hard one for you. Walt Disney World opened in what year?
1971.
Good man. Good man. He got that one, Melissa. All right. What is your favorite park? I'm going to ask you that. What's your favorite park of the 4 parks? Which one is your favorite? Not your kids. I want to know Mark's favorite.
My favorite is Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
Because I love the Aerosmith ride, and I now love the Star Wars Galactic Outpost and that whole thing. So
nice. Okay.
Those are really, those are really fun areas for me. And the kids like the Toy Story stuff, and it's true. I do like the Toy Story one, Toy Story Mania, where you're pulling on the shooters, and I love that ride. I love it.
Too.
But
Cool.
I would say home.
Do you have a favorite ride out of all the parks? Like Hollywood Studios might be your favorite park, but do you have a favorite ride?
Okay, so you did. Okay, so limited to Disney or not limited to Disney?
We'll start with Disney, but if you have something
limited to Disney, I would say that at the Avatar. Rite of Passage. That's my favorite ride at Disney. That one or the new Star Wars one, right? So the Rise of the Rebellion or
Rise of Resistance, for sure.
Yeah. So those 2 are my favorite rides at Disney. My favorite ride all time is actually Hogwarts. Sorry, not Hogwarts, but Hagrid's.
The coaster.
The Hagrid's motorcycle adventure. That's my favorite ride.
That is phenomenal. That's probably the best coaster in all of Orlando for sure. I haven't done the new one yet. I haven't done Velocicoaster yet, but Hagrid's is pretty amazing. I've ridden it 4 times now, and it's pretty awesome. I
love the change of speeds. I was surprised the first night I rode it at night. The first time I rode it at night, and I was just blown away. I didn't know what was going to happen. It was my first time. It's at night. You can't see very well, and it's just like, whoa, what? It's just like, and then when it drops, I'm like, oh my god! It was an experience. Yeah,
that's great. That's great. Yeah, my favorite ride of all time is actually the Haunted Mansion. I just love the Haunted Mansion.
It's classic.
It's classic Disney. All right, favorite place to eat at Disney. Do you have a place that you guys like to eat that you like to go to?
I go with my family. Okay, so I would say that like lunch, like just kind of lunch stuff, would be Earl of Sandwich at Disney Springs.
Love it.
I love the. My wife gets the like Thanksgiving one where you have like turkey and cranberry sauce, and I get the Hawaiian barbecue, and that's my favorite sandwich there. And then if you're talking high end. I really enjoyed going to the steakhouse in Canadian Pavilion. What's that called?
Oh, Le Cellier, absolutely.
DISANITY,
That's
yeah.
my favorite. Yes.
DISANITY, yeah. So I really like that one.
Yeah, that's a great one as well. I
And I'm
appreciate
Canadian, so it was like I love the Canadian Pavilion. You know what I miss, Walt? I'm so hoping that in the next year, they will bring back the students.
Yes.
The student program, because I loved going into the Canadian Pavilion and meeting all those students from like Toronto and Vancouver and Montreal and everywhere else.
Mhm.
And then you'd go to every other pavilion and you'd have Mexicans from Mexico, just young students, and it's just great to just chat with them, and they're young and they're just so
Yeah.
excited about working at Disney and everything, and it's just so much energy.
Yeah,
And
and
I
it
hope
also
they bring
it also helped to make it more authentic too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it definitely did, and that will come back, Mark. It's going to come back.
Oh,
First off,
it will.
the college program is actually starting back up this summer, so that's
Oh,
coming
nice.
back. Yeah, they announced that, so I think that's coming back, and then the foreign exchange that they do, where they bring people over, that'll all come back. It's going to come back.
That's magical.
Gotcha. And then the last one, I'm going to ask you. Go ahead. Oh, last one. Okay, so favorite resort? Do you have a specific? And it doesn't have to be Disney. It can be Universal too. Maybe you like Aventura or one of them. Do you have a favorite resort that your family, if and when you stay on property, that you like?
So because I work with so many Airbnbs, I don't stay on property very much. But I was just there the other day. I love walking around. So we tell them, we're going to eat at whatever hotel, and we'll go to the food court or whatever. And we were just at Pop Century and Art of Animation. Art of Animation is, because I have kids, I mean, we just love walking around there. There's in the Little Mermaid land, there's a little structure there for kids that they can just run around and play in. And my kids just love that. And we were just taking pictures with Baloo and Mowgli that are like 600 feet tall. And I just love that place. And then the Cars part, you've been there, right?
Oh, it's amazing.
The Cars part, it just looks like you're in the movie. And I'm just like, that is just phenomenal to me. So that would be my favorite one.
Art of Animation is absolutely amazing. The theming and the detail there is just incredible. Same with Pop Century. Pop Century is the same way. They're such fun resorts when it comes to the theming. We're the same way. We'll go to a theme park, to a resort, and just walk around and just take in the sights of the resorts. Now, our favorite has obviously always been Wilderness Lodge. We love the lodge. It's so wonderful. That's our home resort. We're DVC people too, and we always stay there. But we've stayed at a lot of the other ones as often as we can. So Art of Animation, I'm with you. It's so much fun. The only thing about the Little Mermaid area is it's so far from the lobby. You have a long way to walk because it's just standard room. So it's way down the other end. And it's like, man, after a long day at the park, you don't want to have to walk all the way back there. But it's for sure a fun time.
I used to be in the Disney Walking Club before COVID, and we do like 3 or 4 loops of Art of Animation Pop Century.
Really?
It goes around a lake. So I would bring my kids. I was the only one. Disney Walking Club tends to be like people in their 60s and 70s. And here I am. I'm 40, and I got 2 9-year-olds, or at the time 2 7-year-olds with me. But they accepted us, and they're like, sure, why not? And we would just go and try to just get our exercise. And what a better way to get your exercise than walk around the resorts, right? So
the Disney Walking Club, I want to be part of that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're still doing it, but it should definitely come up. Meetup, 90% of meetups died during COVID, if not more. So now I'm starting to see people popping up going, hey, we're back, so
it's awesome.
I'm gonna look into all my old Disney clubs that I was in. So
great. Gotcha. Well, that's it. You're kind of off the hot seat. Those are pretty easy. I'm taking it easy on you this time, but maybe next time when you come back, we'll make them a little bit harder.
Hey, that sounds great. I always have fun with you, man. Thank you and thank you to everybody. You guys are a fantastic community, and I hope I can make even more dreams come true, man. It was my dream, it was your dream, and everybody who wants help to come down here, man, I will be glad to do it. It's fantastic.
I agree 100%. Well, Mark, first let me be the first to say thank you for taking your time out for these last 3 weeks to spend it with us. We definitely appreciate it. The information's been incredible. Look, these live streams never go away. They're going to be there forever. As long as there's YouTube, these live streams are there. So if you missed one of our other previous shows, the last two Tuesdays, go back and check them out. Lots of information for you folks. Again, Marc's information is in the description of this video. His information's in the chat. The mods have been posting it. Reach out to Marc. Marc will help you. He is there to get you your dream of moving down here, if that is your dream. It may not be your dream this year. It may be next year. It might be in 6 months or a year or whatever. He'll be there to help you. You have questions, he's the guy for sure. But other than that, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Remember to check out Dean over at the Live Place. Magic of the Mouse Radio, 24/7 Disney Music. Our podcast is on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Wednesday. So check it out, Kingdom Clubhouse. It's a lot of fun. We have a really fun episode this week. Our two partner channels, Steve's World and Disney Dan. Check those guys out. Members, I don't know what to say other than just thank you for taking that extra step. Your generosity and loyalty, Melissa, we're very honored and blessed that you do that for us. We appreciate it. But other than that, Marc, any last words before we head out?
No, just thank you, everybody. And like I said, whether you want to come live near the parks or you want to go live in Cocoa or Tampa or anywhere nearby, just give me a call. And Rihanna, that's funny.
Oh, Rihanna lives in Australia, so it's going to be a big move if she moves over.
We're going on vacation, honey. Trick you. We're staying. There's no flight back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's Marc. He's our realtor.
Rihanna will do it too. She will for sure. That's funny. But guys, thank you all for joining us. We had a great time. We hope you did too. We hope this was informative, and hopefully this is that first step to getting you down here with us. We'd appreciate it, and we're really hoping and wishing for it for you. But thanks, gang. We will see you all. Melissa and I are back this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, we're at Magic Kingdom for an early stream. I think it's 9 a.m. And then Sunday, we are at Epcot. Epcot, we are going at 11 a.m. on Sunday. Wednesday, we'll be back with Charlie and Stacy on their channel as we kind of talk about the Magic Kingdom. I think we're in Fantasyland. We're going to be talking about that on Wednesday night at 7 on their channel as well. Guys, thank you all for joining us. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.